the subjects we discuss in depth across the county, the planet, and the universe, our understanding of the sea is still remarkably shallow. Our limited knowledge means there's very little public interest in the oceans. But with such low enthusiasm, the county won't fund the infrastructure to learn anything new. Something has to give. Or stay the same indefinitely, I suppose.
Hello and welcome back to 2 Point Museum. We are here in the Passwater Cove map where we are going to begin building our aquarium. And so in the last video we sort of came to a good stopping point at our prehistory museum in Memento Mile, and so I think that was a good jumping off point to come over to Passwater Cove and start our aquarium museum. So we're here, we have these two exhibits to start out with, and we need to get to hiring some people. And so we already have 2 ticket booths already set up, and I think we're going to keep that. So let's go into our hire staff section, we'll find our assistants, and we'll just hire both of these people since those are the only 2 available. And then also while we're paused, I think let's get a staff room right in here. I think that might be a good spot for one. It looks to be the perfect size, so we can get a door there, and couch, one of these bandage boxes. We'll need a food source, and then hopefully we can fit this water cooler right here in the corner. So that should work out for our staff. Let's see if there's any other buildings we need right away. I don't think there's anything we need immediately. Bathrooms we actually might need, so let's see if we can find a good spot for a bathroom. So I think this area here might actually be a decent spot for some bathrooms. I'm hesitant to put 2 here, but I think we can maybe get 1 in this spot. We'll get a door here, and then we'll just fill this out with toilets and probably 2 sinks and a trash can. It's not the most efficient use of the space, but I think it works out pretty okay. So we'll do that, and then what we can do is grab this bathroom, and we can copy the whole room, rotate it around, and place that down right here. I think this will be good enough. If we want to, we can separate this into male and female bathrooms or staff and guest bathrooms. But I don't see a need to do that at the moment. So we'll just leave this as is. And then we can come through with these partition walls and then close off these little gaps that are left. Alright, so with that, I think we're in a good enough position to hit play and start allowing people to come into our building. The first thing we'll need is a donation stand for these exhibits. Now, I think we can get one here, and that'll work out. And then we'll have to hire an expert, which we don't have a marine life expert in here, so we'll have to send an advert out. In the meantime, we can hire some other staff that would be necessary. So security, we can get a janitor, and I think that'll be okay for now. We could probably hire a second security guard if we wanted to, but we don't really have anything in here just yet to really warrant us having multiple security guards. But after we get our first exhibit or 2, we could probably start loading up on some more staff. Alright, we have our first marine life expert, so we'll place them down, and I think we'll actually want to get a second one so we can have one going out on expeditions and the other one staying in the museum here. Alright, so we have our other marine life expert. Let's now come here and see what kind of expeditions we can go on. So we do have this one in the Bone Belt that requires a marine life expert. I'm not sure if we'd want these rewards to go towards the Prehistory Museum or the aquarium, but that's something that we'll worry about later. I think we're going to mostly spend a lot of our time here in the 2-point C, and we'll start here with the Hogsport Peninsula. Alright, and our first fish of the museum is a clownfish, the joke of the sea. So we're going to send that to our inventory until we get some aquariums built. We can promptly send out another expedition to the same location here. And then while we wait for this one, we will build out our aquariums.
They may be sometime.
So we're going to make these fairly large. I think we're going to want to do a little bit of planning here. So maybe we delete this, and it's going to be a little hard to do some planning because we can't really count the squares that easily. Alright, so a little bit of using these floor tiles for planning. I think these sizes will be okay. It'll allow for an aquarium here, and then a path down the middle. Now I'm worried that this path might get a little tight, but I suppose we'll have to build the aquarium before we can actually see that. And then I think we'll get our entrances all the way in the back here, as well as our filters and feeders. I believe the clownfish needs a flake feeder, so we'll throw that back there, and we'll confirm that one. And then we can grab another aquarium, fill in this same space, and this will just pretty much be a mirrored version of the one we just built. Alright, and so now with these two buildings placed, we can come into our exhibits and we can find our clownfish, and we can place that in here. We'll detail this up in a little bit once we get a few more fish. But we also have this Wetlantian cutlery. So I think maybe along this wall it fits pretty well. So let's get that placed right in the middle of that space. Yeah, I think right here is a pretty good spot. We can get things playing now. And then we'll detail around here. Once we get a few more fish, we'll detail these aquariums, and we should be in a pretty good position then. So first and foremost, we'll need some info boards. And we have a few that we can unlock with some kudosh. I think we'll unlock both of these. So we got this glass info stand. I think this looks nice with the aquarium theme.
What's wrong with you?
And then we'll need a donation bin, but we already have one there. I think we'll just get one right between these two aquariums. And then as for decorations, we have this water wall, which I think works really well for a lot of our exhibits. So we'll try to use these where we can. And then other items such as these columns work pretty well. Let's see if maybe we can just flip this info board around onto that wall. And then we'll duplicate this onto the other side. Something like that. And then I believe we just need a few more items around here to really get this look going. Anyway, we'll leave this exhibit off with just a 3 decoration rating. I think we're gonna decorate a bit more around these, and that might help bump this decoration rating up once we get there. But we do have another crate here to open, and that's going to be an epic flying fish This one is dynamic in fluids. I believe this can go in the same tank as the clownfish, so we'll have that placed in there with it. And I think at this point, if we take a look at our aquarium, this can hold a good amount of fish. So we're going to do quite a few expeditions quick to really fill this aquarium with some fish. And so I think we're going to grab maybe 2 or 3 more. And then once we have those fish and a nice population here, we'll be back then to see what this looks like. Alright, and while waiting, we got our first museum star. This is always pretty easy to get, but we do get some nice rewards for it. But with this, we will continue moving forward. Alright, now we have a few more fish here for our aquarium, and we've also gone through and detailed it a good bit, as you can see. So I believe we ended up with 1 clownfish, 1 flying fish, and then we have 2 puffer fish. There's obviously plenty of room for more fish if we click here in the aquarium. So I think we'll just keep those running in the background, just getting more and more fish coming in, as I don't think we have... Yeah, we can't unlock anything just yet. But we can continue going through here. Alright, and so with that area now done up, I think now we can start to afford maybe another security guard, as we are starting to get a bit more spread out. And then I think what I want to do is I want to redo this area. I don't think we're going to demolish it completely, but I think these 2 exhibits would go really well with this one. And so I think this is going to end up being sort of a display for all 3 of these. So the coral coronet, the wetsuit of armor, and then this Wetlantian cutlery. Sort of get those 3 things all in this area, and I think that'll form a nice cohesive area where we might even be able to run a tour to get some extra money. And so let's start by clearing out some of these walls. I hope that we can just simply remove them and it'll automatically sell the stuff here, and it looks like it does. We can have all that removed. These partitions can get removed as well. And then these info boards, we can also get rid of those real quick. And then I like these corner bits, sort of having them folding in, sort of sectioning off this space for the exhibits. So we'll come in here and then we'll fill in this little triangle. And then that now allows us to pick this up. And I think we'll have these along sort of the backdrop of these water walls. So we'll move this one as well. This one can go right there. We'll slide that over. Alright, and then what we can do is pick up this exhibit. We'll flip it around, and that can go right here in the middle. So now, if we look at these, they definitely still need a bump in their ratings. Unfortunately, it looks like this wetsuit of armor has the boring trait, but we'll just have to deal with that. We can get rid of these, as we don't need them here anymore. We'll keep the info board until we decorate this hallway space here, but moving on to this area, let's try to see what we can do with our decorations. Alright, so I think this area is nice and finished now. Everything has a full 5 level exhibit rating, and I think we're good to move on from this area. So let's send out another expedition. And we did unlock this while we were detailing, because I added a heater to create a tropical aquarium. So that helps now expand our potential. But we're going to do one more for temperate fish. And then after we get this one, we'll go out and get us a tropical fish. So while we wait for that to come in, we'll detail this area, and then that'll also help us then with this aquarium for our tropical fish.
If something looks familiar.
Uh-oh. And while we're busy decorating this, some thieves have stolen a lot of our exhibits. I'm not too sure what to do about this. They stole all 3 of these. So I guess we just have to wait to get those back, or unless we find the thieves before they leave, but maybe it looks like some of them are finding these people. I am not sure, but we definitely need to get some security going on for this building.
Attention. Thieves.
And so, unfortunately, I really don't think there's any other option other than to wait and try to get these exhibits back. But we do have another crate. We'll open this quickly. It looks like it's just another clownfish. Throw them into our aquarium. And then I think we need to
Anyone feeling
focus
thirsty?
on getting a security room before anything else now.
I'll wait.
And now, this building is pretty oddly shaped to try to get a whole staff area in one spot. So it looks like maybe this back corner might be a good spot to just section it off and use this as staff stuff, such as our workshop, our analysis room, and maybe our security room. Although having security cameras all the way over here when our camera room is here might cause some issues, so maybe we put our camera room here and then our workshop and analysis room are down this way. That'll still leave us a little bit of space here for more exhibits or maybe another aquarium. I'm not sure. Maybe a gift shop could go here. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out when we get there. But we do have some notifications here for a ransom message. Looks like we can get it back, but at the cost of money. Thankfully, we do have money, so we'll get these back since we currently aren't able to get them back through expeditions. This one, they want 35,000. We'll just have to do it. That's all on me for that, but we can place these back down. And then it's like nothing ever happened. We're just down a few tens of thousands of dollars. And I guess we'll have to wait for the cutlery to come back as well.
Begrudgingly.
But anyway, let's get our security room in first before anything else. So this camera room is going to sit right here.
Thieves were caught.
I suppose we can get the door
Exhibit.
right here. I'm not a huge fan of just having it out in the open like that, but there's really nothing else we can do. I'm not a huge fan of the windows. We can have this window, I suppose. But now I'm not sure if we have any security with the camera room thing, but first we need to get cameras. So this is going to be important. We'll get one right here, another one right here along this wall, and then I'm not sure what we'll do over here since we don't really have walls at the moment. We could put one down all the way at the end of the hall, but that wouldn't really be effective. And so I guess we'll just put a security camera in this corner and then maybe one over here by this exit, and that'll be good enough for now. But it seems like we definitely need to hire someone with the camera room ability, so we'll just hire them. And now we can get to working on our staff area over here. So if we come into our rooms, I think we'll get our analysis room right here. And hopefully we have enough space that we can just put this in the middle, although it doesn't look like it, so we might have to do that first. And then we'll get the deconstructor placed.
Guests left speechless by an
Next we'll need a workshop.
snap out.
So yeah, unfortunately it looks like these will have to be like right next to each other. We'll get our workshop, our workstation placed right here. We'll get a spare parts bin just for the decoration rating. And I think that's okay. And now it looks like we might be sectioning this off a lot farther than I really wanted to, but I really don't think that there's a better way to do this. We'll get a training room, which needs to be 3 by 2. So we'll get that placed there. And we'll fill out this room with everything it needs. We can do that, and then I guess we'll just place that there. I don't know if we'll ever be training more than one person at a time.
Are operating in this area. It's a bit tense.
And now what we can do is we can grab a partition wall and very easily just drag this across. We'll throw in a staff door. Can we get a staff door right in the middle here? It looks like we won't be able to. So we'll just throw that off in the corner so it's a bit out of the way.
Attention. Thieves have been prevented from escaping.
And I think I'm pretty okay with this layout. Having this whole sort of staff complex over here works out pretty well. It looks like we could probably try to squeeze in a staff room somewhere. Maybe if we move this door, we could fit a staff room in the middle. But I don't think that won't leave us with enough tiles to do that, so I think this staff room will just have to do for now. Alright, so I guess that leaves this area as a nice space for a gift shop when we feel like we're ready for that. I'm not sure if we want to get that in just yet, but then maybe we can have a few exhibits this way to draw people over to this corner. Or maybe we could also get a cafeteria and make some money that way. But I think now in here we definitely need some more food and drink services, as I actually don't even think we have any public options for people. So we'll get the Cheesy Gubbins machine and a burp machine right here. We'll get some trash cans.
That we are monitoring the exhibits.
Fortunately, we can't get those to fit in some of these tight spaces, but we can get one right in the corner here, so hopefully that'll be okay. We can get another one here between the benches. Alright, and so I've been waiting a little bit, and we haven't gotten a ransom note for this Wetlantian cutlery yet, so hopefully we get that at some point, and it's just not gone forever. So I guess we just have to continue on without it. Our aquarium here is almost full. It's a little over half. I think we have 2 of each fish in here at the moment. But I think we can start now on our tropical fish aquarium. So we can come over here, and this rewards us with 2 tropical fish that we haven't discovered yet. So we'll come in here, we'll grab those. We'll get rid of an injury. And unfortunately, it looks like we're definitely going to get a bad event happening. So just depends on which one we end up getting.
Will be poked by expedition team leaving for
And then I think we should hire a few more experts. So we'll get another marine life expert, and then if we go to our... Well, I'm not sure if we can get to... I guess we can get to our expedition map. It looks like some stuff is going to need prehistory experts soon. So I think let's get a prehistory expert roaming around here, just so that helps out. So we'll hire you. We can advertise a new job for a prehistory expert. Hopefully we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot with that, and none of these guys will be one, but we'll just have to wait a few days for that to come in. And now we have our prehistory expert. And there's not really anything he can do, I don't think. I'm not sure if... I don't think prehistory experts can use or can restore marine life exhibits. So we might have to maybe get a few prehistory exhibits in here. Ones that fit the theme. Maybe if we get some bones of ancient sea creatures, that would be something cool for the aquarium. But I think other than that, while we wait for our expedition team to come out, this might be a good time to set up a gift shop. So unfortunately we can't do a 2x5 and line up along this wall. We could do a 3x5, although that ends up being a little bit small. And so I guess we could make this a fairly large gift shop here. That'll just end up going there. Or actually, let's move this here so it's centered on this walkway.
Announcement. You learn something new every day. I don't, but you might.
And this gives us space for, I guess realistically we get 2 checkout counters here.
Expedition team, return.
Especially since this is a larger gift shop, that might actually be useful. So we'll come in, we'll find marine life, we'll get 1 marine life bookshelf. Maybe we'll just get a general bookshelf right next to it. We have
An exhibit needs restoring.
we have all of this stuff here, so we'll get some marine life posters. Get one of those there. We'll get a marine life onesie stand. That can go there. Then we have these toys. So those,
Vandal caught in the act.
one there probably, and then a plushie stand, probably right here. And then we have just enough space to fit in 1 or 2 trinket stands along this wall. Alright, so now we have a fairly large gift shop. We will need some more assistance for this, so we'll hire 2 people. And they will help out here. And then it looks like we got our crate for our first tropical fish. So let's open this up and see what we got. So we got a flamboyant fish. They're long believed to be hand painted. Unfortunately, they're not. But we'll place this right into
Tickets are non-exchangeable.
our tropical aquarium.
But you should still buy one.
And I think it should be able to survive. It needs a tropical climate and flake food. So it has that. And we can just continue going out on more of these expeditions to get some more tropical fish. So we'll get multiple tropical fish. We'll probably get 2 more, 3 more, or at least we'll get 1 of each type. And then when we come back, we will detail this aquarium and then maybe use our prehistory expert on some new expeditions. And while we wait for that, we have an exhibit showcase. So it's another one of these twisted torso statues. Honestly, this might do a pretty good job just right here, and this will immediately fill out as these info boards reach it, and all these decorations also count. So I think this is actually a nice spot for it. It's not too over the top, especially since it's more of a modest exhibit. So I quite like that. Alright, and again, while we continue waiting for some more fish for our exhibits, I think we should start thinking about what we're going to do with this space. Now, I'm not too sure how many more fish we can unlock, but I think it might be cool to have some really tiny aquariums here mixed in with some actual exhibits. So maybe if we think about planning real quick.
You can keep going.
We get an aquarium, and then I think we make this a 3 wide space. Unfortunately, I actually don't think we can get a small aquarium in here, so maybe these will be our only 2 aquariums in this building, and then this will just be exhibits and interactive stuff. And so, speaking of interactive stuff, I think we want to start this Tuna Forks project, as this is marine life themed, and it'd be a good interactive exhibit to have. So we'll get that built, we'll get that going. Alright, we just completed our Tuna Forks project, so let's get that placed. And I think this can just be easily centered right on this wall here. Or, actually, maybe what we can do is get rid of that that archway, and then this can go right here, sort of right when you come in. And I don't think it's that bad. It gets a pretty good decoration bonus. We can find our water walls, as we like to place them behind the exhibits, and that brings the decoration up straight away to the maximum rating. And the Tuna Forks actually seems pretty popular, so we'll see if that dies down. I'm not sure if multiple of these would actually help or be useful, but I think it's interesting. We could have also, I suppose, put it here, and that would have been a bit out of the way, but this is a fun spot for it either way. It's just I worry about the line sort of crowding up sort of our main entry area. And then another thing I want to do with these archways is replace these with the security archways. So if we get one here, I'm not sure if these are one way or not. It doesn't say anything about them being one way, so we'll replace both of those. It looks like this one might need to be free placed. And I think that looks pretty good. We might be able to slide this one over a tiny bit more. And I think this is good. So this will really help out with security then, allowing or making sure that no thieves are coming in through our main entrance. And so with that, let's see what kind of fish we've gotten while we worked on these other projects. Alright, so here's our fish. We got 3 of these flamboyant fish, and then 1 starfish here. You can see him there with his sunglasses. But let's get to decorating this area. Let's just make sure the buzz bonuses on these are achievable. It just looks like they need to be near certain decorations or other fish, which would already be done. But let's quickly fill up this thing. Now the starfish did want aquarium rocks, so I guess that's what these are. We do have a small aquarium rock, so we'll be able to get these in no problem. And we'll be back once we're done detailing this area up. Alright, so I think this is going to be our tropical fish aquarium. I think this came out pretty well. If we take a look here at the overall aquarium, it's got a pretty decent decoration rating. And it looks like our info boards are doing their jobs. And everything in here should be doing well. And so now we can go back to some expeditions and do some of the more exciting ones that we can unlock. So we got this bone bank, which will get us some dinosaur bones. This needs a marine life and a prehistory expert. So this prehistory expert is finally going to come in handy. It looks like the only really bad thing here is an injury. Everything else is just adding time to the expedition. So I'm not too worried about that. We can just fast forward. We can take a look at our inbox. We got showcase went good. We're still making money, and our crime is doing alright. Alright, so our crate just came back. Let's see what kind of dinosaur bones we got in here. And this looks like an exterrogator skeleton. Some of the county's oldest reptiles decided to head back into the sea. So this is exciting. It's a 4-piece exhibit. So we can pretty much just rerun this expedition over and over again. And it looks like, because it's so long, right along this wall would be perfect for it. Or we could maybe even get it along this wall here. It's probably a little tight, as we probably want a lot of space for it. So I think this is centered on the aquariums. We'll get that placed right there. And then we're going to run this a few times to get all of the bones for it. So this will just be this going over and over again. And we'll come back once this whole exhibit is filled out and ready to go. Alright, so we are so close to having this exhibit complete, but while this was going on, we have an exhibit collector coming through, and I think if they like what they see, they'll offer us a good amount of money for one of our fish, because that looks like what they're looking to buy. Looks like they're getting ready to leave, and unfortunately, the collector didn't like anything we have, so no big money for us. But we're in a pretty good position, so we weren't really needed for cash, so that's okay. Maybe next time we'll get someone, but let's go out and get this last bone for our exhibit, and then I think that'll be a good ending place once we get this head of this exhibit back. And while we wait, I think we could afford to get another assistant. Security is okay. I'm not sure why this guy is just in here. Maybe they're switching shifts. It looks like they probably are. So let's see if there's any other spots that need security coverage. I think maybe the other side of this exhibit with a camera. That'll work well. And then probably this hallway back here, since this is an entrance to a bathroom. So we can get that placed there. And then I think let's, well, actually, I was going to say let's get a tour going, but unfortunately this is still missing. So it might not be worth it to do a tour with a bunch of average exhibits. We could do a tour with our aquariums, though. So let's actually set up a tour stand. We'll get that right about here, probably works. And then we can select this aquarium. And can we do multiple? I think, yeah, we can do multiple. It doesn't change the quality of the tour, but I think it would just make sense to have both of these here. So we'll confirm that. And then I just want to make sure we have enough experts. So we currently have 4 experts. I think if we could get another marine life expert, that might help, since one of them will pretty much always be tied up with tours. The other 2 will focus on exhibits and maintaining the aquariums. And then the other one will mostly be focusing on expeditions. Alright, and here's the last of our exterrogator skeleton. We'll just attach this to our exhibit, and now we have our first pristine quality exhibit in our aquarium. This will hopefully attract a lot of people to our aquarium. We can see everything's going well. We have some good donations. Our tour is doing quite well. I'm not sure specialization's allowed. I'm not sure if that impacts the tour, if we need to have only marine life expert doing this, but I assume that's what that would be. Yeah, So positive feedback guide was an expert in the tour's theme, so we'll want only marine life experts doing this tour. But I think this is a pretty good spot to end off this video. If we take a look at our expedition map, we are primed to start exploring some of these areas. So we will need some more botany exhibits for that one. Looks like buy a fresh food dispenser. That'll give us some more tropical fish. So this will be pretty easy. We could easily fill out that one in the next video. This one might not be too hard, but we do need 3 aquariums. So I'm not sure where we'll have space for the 3rd aquarium. So unfortunately we might have to wait for that one. And then I think pretty soon we can start crossing over with some of these. For example, the bone belt, we can probably start looking into this with our prehistory and marine life experts. We have a bunch of stuff in the bone belt ready to unlock and explore. So I think we might finish off this whole section of Passwater Cove, and then we'll go back to our prehistory museum and we'll build into that adjacent lot, and I think we'll start to really get into some of the botany exhibits over there. But I'm not sure if filling out this space will take that much time or not in the next video, so it'll probably be it'll definitely be next on our list, going back to our prehistory museum. But for now, I think this is a pretty good spot to end. And so I think with that, that's going to be all for this video. So if you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or feedback, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.